Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This question is probably the most asked question, which is how did I manage to self-publish 2 books at the age of 19, which was 2 years ago. So I think this video is long overdue. So let's get started. Bit of a background story before we begin. I actually did submit my manuscripts to big traditional publishing houses, and by that I mean the likes of Penguin, HarperCollins, Simon and Schuster. Am I pronouncing that right? But anyways, you get the drill. And some of them did reject me, and some of them did get back to me. There was actually a publisher in London who was interested in publishing my first book, which was Salty Blues, and they did reach out. They even gave me a contract. We went up to that stage. But then when I read the contract, I realized that they stated in the contract that since I'm a first-time writer, it is a liability for the company to take me on board. So therefore, what they can offer me is partner publishing, and by that I mean I need to put in half the money to cover the expenses of printing, publishing, and marketing. I don't know. So I was okay with that, but then when they gave the price, it was too large for a student like me to afford, and I was very determined that I will do it with my own money. The solution then was to look into self-publishing, which I knew was relatively cheaper than traditional publishing. These are the 5 things I looked into to evaluate whether the self-publishing platforms which were available were good enough or not. Number 1, website and correspondence. So if their website showcased works of other writers, and when I reached out to them via email, do they get back to me promptly? Number 2, what is the percentage of money that you get? In the sense, with every sale of your book, how much percentage does the company take and how much do you get? Number 3, post-publication. Can you modify your content? So perhaps you might want to change your cover. You might want to change your interior. So what are the things you can change? That is important if you want to modify your book later on. Number 4, what is the package that they offer? So do they publish ebooks, paperbacks, hardcovers? What is the package that they offer? Number 4, the channels of distribution. On what sales channels do they promote your book? Is it Amazon? Is it Flipkart? Is it something else? So what are the sales channels they associate your books with? These tests were passed by a self-publishing platform called Notion Press, which is perhaps the most common platform for self-publishing in India. I had the small money that I made from my part-time job to invest into the printing and publishing. But this video is not sponsored by Notion Press in any which way, which is why I'm going to be brutally honest about that. About a year back, my experience with them has been dwindling. They have not been keeping up with their customer service as before because they have been rude on many occasions, and on many occasions I've had to follow up weeks, months after my inquiry. So that is not a good sign at all. And secondly, since becoming a self-published writer, I have gotten to know more about the industry, about how it works and all that. And I realized that I have no control over inventory, I have no control over packaging, I have no control over hidden costs, and most importantly, I have no idea who I sell my books to. Now, if you are in this to make money, and if you don't know who you're selling to, you can't build an audience. You don't know who you're selling to, you don't have demographic to work with to pay for advertising, and if you don't know who you're selling it to, you can't market it either. The fact that I want to do like handwritten notes or recyclable sustainable packaging, that's all not possible, and those are all the values that I stand by, but I can't do it because I don't handle shipping and distribution. Another thing that kind of irks me is the fact that my customers, whoever they might be, still have hidden fees like shipping charges. I might have some days like festivals like Onam or Christmas wherein I wanna cancel shipping or something like that, but I don't have the luxury or the liberty to be able to do that because again, I don't handle the shipping, they do. These are things I've come to realize. Now, this video isn't meant to bash self-publishing and say it isn't worth it, because trust me, a lot of work goes into it. I hope that the takeaway for this video is not that traditional publishing houses is better than self-publishing, or self-publishing is better than traditional publishing. That is your call. That is entirely up to your preference, your budget, your everything. Most important lesson from this video that I want to give you is it doesn't really matter which route you take, because you have people like Rupi Kaur who did self-publish do tremendously well. Then you have people like Dan Brown who didn't do self-publishing but is doing tremendously well. So you've got people who are successful doing both ends of the spectrum. But what matters, what really matters, what got them there is not the route of publishing, but it's a community, it's an audience. One of the biggest mistakes, and probably the one that I regret, is putting my books out when I didn't have an audience to sell to. So what I'm doing now is that I'm fostering a community, building an audience to sell my product to. You can make your journey much easier if you have a market to sell to, if you have an audience that likes the content and likes the writing that you do. If my journey doesn't really make sense, if you have to do it all over again, that is why I'm telling you, audience first, books later. Audience first, product later. Audience is first. You need to build an audience no matter the route of publishing that you take. I hope I answered your question as effectively as I could. If you have any more questions about self-publishing, please let me know in the comments down below and I will reply to you. That is all for this video. See you soon. So let's get started. Jesus Christ. Cover. And by that I mean I need to cover, but you name it, I've worn all sorts of hats being a self-published writer. And therefore,